Hi guys, I'm Andy, welcome back to Backpacking UK, the YouTube channel. It's all about hiking, backpacking and wild camping. Right, today it gets shared with you a brand new tent. This is the 2024 Nortent Ly1 tent. So it's a 4-season tunnel tent for one person, but it's got 2 doors. One of those doors is very clever, but it's really big and spacious. It's an absolute bomber of a tent. Comes with 22 pegs, tons of guy lines, 9.5mm poles, and it's just really well made. If anything, the question for today is, can you have too much of a good thing? So what we're going to do, we're going to get it out of its bag. I'm going to show you what you get, and then we're going to pitch it. So inside the Nortent Ly1 tent bag, you've got the inner and outer, which pitches as one. You've got 2 aluminium 9.5mm poles. You've got a little repair kit, extra guy lines, extra elastic, and you've got some samples of fabric with glue on them too and instructions. And then you've got 22 pegs. Now you can choose which pegs you want. So you can have small, medium and large versions of these stake pegs, which I've tried and tested these. These are absolutely superb tent pegs. I'm going to be pitching the Nortent Ly1 today with the optional footprint. Now this is 35 pounds and weighs 498 grams, but it covers the vestibules as well. So let's get this Nortent tent pitched. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to set up the tent poles. Now these are both exactly the same, so you can't go wrong. Just make sure the ends of the tent poles meet properly, so you do not create a weak point where they might break. Now next up, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set out the footprint. Now this tent is roughly 230 meters wide by 240 centimeters long. You just got to make sure, because it's quite hard to see, that the doors are at the long ends. So I'm just going to set this up now before we start pitching the tent. So what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to lay the inner and the outer over the footprint of the tent. Now one of these doors has 2 entrances, so I want to make sure that's at that end. Once I've got this set up, then I can start threading through the tent poles. So now I'm going to start threading the poles through. Now these have sleeves that go all the way through the tent. They can be double poled as well, so you could put 2 9.5mm poles. Now when you get to the end, just want to make sure the very end is in that sleeve. Then you can pull it up and then use the little cup to finish off fastening that tent pole like so. So this is where tunnel tents can be incredibly easy to initially pitch. I say initially because they always need fine tuning, but basically you've got to get 2 sides pegged down, just make sure they're nice and firm, and then it's simply a case of pulling the tent backwards, and very quickly you can initially pitch your tent. And then it just takes a little bit of time and effort to go round setting it all up properly, getting all the gaps right, and then you've got a lovely tautly pitched tent. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to guy it out slightly. I'm not going to use all the guys because there's 7 on each side, but I'll get it nice and taut for you anyway. So here's a quick look around the quickly pitched Nortent Ly1. So this side's got 2 entrances and the other side has got 1. So this has been quickly pitched. Haven't used all the guy lines because it's just a quick showing today, but as you can see, it's sort of like a mini tunnel tent. You don't often see one person tunnel tents, but this is really big and spacious inside. So the fly material is a 30D seal nylon fabric with a hydrostatic head rating of 3000 millimeters, and the bathtub floors are nice thick 70D seal nylon fabric with a hydrostatic head rating of 10,000 millimeters. So here you have the first option for the front door, where you've actually got a nice big side entrance into your tent. And here you have both doors open, so you can just have the front door open, the side door open, or both at once, creating a really nice bright airy space, perfect for sitting in your tent and admiring the view. And then this is the back of the tent, where you've got another door, another vestibule. So it's really flexible, this Nortent Ly1. So both of these doors have the option to have just solid fabric, just see-through fabric, or a bit of both. But this is the see-through fabric here, but again, it's just got lots and lots of flexibility. So these are some of the fixings and the straps, glow in the dark pullers. You got all these storm flaps. These are all the guys which are really nicely elasticated when not in use. Up here, that's where you can pull that door down, so you got plenty of ventilation, but more of a storm flap. These are the guys, and you've got these absolutely superb pegs. Now, one little criticism is I would have liked to have seen a clip-in footprint rather than just elastic. So both of these vestibules are approximately about 90 centimetres wide by around about 220 centimetres long. They're absolutely huge. What I would use them for is, one side I'd put all my wet gear, probably my backpack and my boots, and then the other side I've got for some of my belongings and cooking as well. So let's take a look inside the Nortent Ly1. So you've got these glow in the dark pullers everywhere, massive door, which can be stowed in one of the 4 pockets inside. So you've got full access to this tent. Let's have a little look inside. So it's roughly 210 centimetres long, 80 centimetres wide and 100 centimetres tall. But there, your pockets on each corner. You've got 2 lines. You've also got 2 tabs for lantern hooks as well. I can tell you, it's an absolutely lovely place to be. Loads and loads of room inside. So inside this tent, absolutely tons of space above my head, to the sides, really nice and wide. You can have a long wide pad in here with some of your belongings, no problem whatsoever. You've got tons and tons of space in the vestibules for gear. You've got loads of pockets inside. The lines are brilliant for a 4-season tent. If you've got like wet hat, wet gloves, dry socks out, all those sorts of things. I love the doors. The fact it's just so easy to change from solid fabric to see-through mesh. It's also got vents above the doors as well, so even if it's raining, you can undo some of the door at the top. There won't be any water ingress, but you'll get some of that ventilation through the tent. Now, it's got reinforcement. These look like Dyneema patches on all the guying points. 7 guying points on either side. It's absolutely mad, with twinned with the fabric and also those 9.5mm poles. This should be an absolute bomber of a tent. Now, it's only just come out, so I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I definitely will be soon, so please keep an eye on the channel for that. But pack size is 40 centimeters by 21 centimeters. Now for the bit that might put some of you off. Now on the site it says it weighs 2.65 kilograms. However, I've put it on my scales and it weighs 3.12 kilos. So that includes, for instance, the poles, the pegs, the little kit, the bags. There's quite a bit of difference between what's advertised and what it really weighs. So I just want everyone to be fully aware of that. The footprint weighs 495 grams. You're talking about a tent all in that weighs 3.6 kilos approximately, and if you double pole it, it's going to take you well over 4 kilos. But this is like a deep winter tent meant for really harsh conditions, be it sort of snow, freezing conditions, really strong winds. I mean, this tent's going to see you through the worst of the weather, I think. But I absolutely love this tent. It's just a shame that it weighs so much, but it's got so many features. I absolutely love the features. I mean, me for certain, on my smaller trekking camps, I cannot wait to take this with me and test it out. I just absolutely love the space, and even if it's blowing a gale, I should be absolutely fine in this. But one thing I want to say, just to finish up, I've noticed that Nortent now supply 9.5mm poles throughout their tent range. So hopefully any issues, there was 1 or 2 people that had some issues, hundreds and hundreds of people didn't, but anyway, that should hopefully put that issue to rest now they've upgraded the tent poles. But anyway, this is an initial look sort of review. Hopefully you've enjoyed looking around some new products. Please check out my other videos. Hope to see you wild camping soon. Cheers.